Hello and welcome, beautiful stars, to today's reading. So today we are combining a bit of fun and spirituality. So we are going to be playing Spiritual Monopoly. For those of you who don't know what Monopoly is, first of all, please go play a game Monopoly. It's a lot of fun. Kidding aside, but it's basically a board game with various tiles. And the purpose of the game is to amass a lot of wealth or abundance, and you go through a combination of chance and luck to acquire this wealth, and a bit of strategy there too, I suppose. But in our spiritual Monopoly game here, what we'll be doing is we will be looking at the major sections of the board of the Monopoly board game as sections and of your life, or sectors of your life, we should say. So there are 6 sectors in this Monopoly spiritual game that we have. We have Go, which is where your energy is, and we'll look at where your energy is invested or diverted. Next, we'll look at the just visiting or jail portion of the Monopoly board, which is where your energy is kind of in a state of contemplation, reflection, but not so much action is taken, so a state of stillness, if you will. Next, we will look at the free parking portion of the Monopoly board, which is an energy that is unexpected, like a surprise coming your way, or perhaps a state of neutrality, where the energy is in your life right now. The portion after is the go to jail portion of the Monopoly board, which is where your energy feels constricted, restricted, or confined, or pressed in some way. And then following that, we will look at the chance portion of the Monopoly board, which is where the Wheel of Fortune either brings favorable blessings for you or challenges to help you grow. And then the last, but certainly not least, portion of the Monopoly board is the community chest portion. And in that portion and the sector of your life, we'll be looking at your connections and relations, mostly to other people and on a greater scale, but there's also potential for interpersonal connections as well, which is the relationship you have with yourself. And in order to play this game, all you have to do is to tune into your intuition, because we have 5 tokens here. And all you have to do is pick your pile. We will do a reading for each pile in all those sectors of your life. And at the end of your reading, we will tally up the points and we will compare the points across the board for all the tokens. And then we will determine who the quote-unquote winner is of today's game. All right, lovely stars. So if you are ready to play, I'm going to show you your options here. So for option number 1, we have the penguin. Option number 2, we have the pufferfish. Option number 3, we have the whale. Option number 4, we have the turtle. And option number 5, we have Nemo, or the clownfish. Okay, so take a moment to tune into your intuition, lovely stars. If you need to, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath to kind of still and calm your mind. And when you open your eyes, see which token calls out to you or pulls your attention. And that will be the token for you. You could play as multiple tokens and see what different area of your lives pop up and how they change and shift. So yeah, whenever you're ready, pick your tokens, go to the timestamps in the description below, and then I will see you in your reading or token pile. All right, see you soon, stars. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. All right, so a brief overview in terms of the point scoring system. We will give you a ladybug for positive aspects of your life, a B for challenging aspects where there's more work or support that is required in that sector. If there is potential for growth, however, either in the positive or in the challenging sector, you will still get a ladybug or a bee correspondingly, but you'll get 2 points for that sector or that area. And if all your cards here show up in as one color, that would be a monopoly or a dominant area or sector of your life that's coming through in your reading. And we will give you additional points, 1 bee and 1 ladybug each. All right, so for the first portion or sector of your life, we're looking at the Go tile on the Monopoly board, which is where your energy is currently at. And let's see where it is being invested or diverted. So we have the skater or the rider here. And I'm hearing you're putting a lot of energy into projects, into projects and work as well for some of you, but basically the kind of little everyday stuff that you've got going on. So that's where the energy is going in kind of like that 9 to 5 run, where work is focused, based, energy is invested primarily there in terms of taking care of things that need to be done, whether it's work, whether it's chores, whether it's kids, so on and so forth. Very basic, mundane, everyday, daily chores kind of activity. And let's see the clarifier for that. Messengers of impulse and opportunity, Knight of Swords. We do see you moving about. I was getting this image of kind of like a Meals on Wheels or like a food delivery kind of aspect type of person where, you know, they're just going to various places. So whatever energy you having going on, it's kind of like that messenger energy, just moving about and putting your energy and time into all these little places, whether you're taking care of daily mundane things or things that need to be taken care of, like basic chores and necessity and errands and stuff like that. But that's where your energy is being diverted across the board. It's primarily what we're getting. Okay, let's see anything else from that sector. Primarily that, so busybody kind of energy is what we're getting. Okay, and let's look at the next sector. This is the jail or just visiting portion, an area of your life where the energy is still or not taking action or moving. So we have crossroads. Okay, so a lot of you are thinking, contemplating which path to take in life. Maybe for some of you it's reevaluating your life and your path, and even possibly your job as well, considering that you're moving all about, putting out resumes and things like that. But at a stage of just contemplating where you are. Is this the most beneficial path for you? Is it the most profitable path for you? And if you want to stay in this career, field, job, or profession. So that is where the kind of thinking phase is about. So let's look at your clarifier for this portion. We have provider of logic and impartial judgment, King of Swords. Okay. You're doing a lot of thinking, but you're also planning and calculating as well, weighing pros and cons. Agendas are coming up. So perhaps putting things on your schedule. Putting things on your schedule, planning it. I even have blueprints for some of you, whether you're creating or constructing something. There's something in the progress of being planned, but not, it's in its developmental stage. Just as the thinking is contemplating about where to go, there's no action taken yet because there's a lot of logic thinking, mulling over the ideas, and weighing out all the options prior to moving on, taking action for that. Okay, let's look at your next sector here. This is the free parking, where we have unexpected news, pleasant surprise, or just an area of neutrality. So we have the bouquet. Okay. So actually, I do see some activity on the way, kind of like friends or people bringing unexpected things to you, either like in terms of physically gifts or presents or an invitation perhaps. This ties back a lot to the rider energy here, and also Three of Cups in the tarot, where the energy is very inviting, playful, almost a little bit celebratory as well. But yeah, there's some sort of gift, invitation, merriment on the way, perhaps from close friends or just acquaintances or friends in general that are bringing about some sort of unexpected invitation or surprise or gifts. Let's look at our clarifier for that. We have Temperance. Okay. So I hear it's actually a good balance for you right now, because perhaps for some of you being in such a rut, just doing your daily 9-to-5 run, your chores, taking care of kids, so on and so forth, varying across the board for every one of you. Having a balance between work and play will be beneficial for you. It's like that's what's going to make you overall feel better, right? But also not being so swamped down or being so burdened or just feeling your energy is scattered because you're diverting in different areas of your life or running it about in all different sectors and not having energy enough totally in yourself because your energy is so scattered among all different areas. So it would be nice to take up the invitation if it does come to you, if your friends invite you out for like a small gathering or visit or just an eating out or drinking or whatever have you. A bit of balance between play and work would be beneficial for you. So next we look at your go to jail portion or sector, which is where the energy feels oppressed, constricted, or confined. And we have the energy of the sun here, precisely with some of you scattering your energy here. It feels like, combination of energy here. So one energy is, literally energy. You don't feel like you have sufficient energy because you're tired, you're so scattered, your energy is diffused in various areas or diverted in various areas of your life. So one group is your energy is actually kind of tired, depleted, could be using more of it. Two, for some of you, it's the energy of not being able to either express yourself or being recognized. I'm getting more so of being of recognition is what's coming through. The energy of not having your moment in the sun, not having your 15 minutes of fame kind of thing. Perhaps that's what you're working towards, feeling in such a rut. It's like working in a career or a job that doesn't feel so fulfilling and not being able to express either your artistic talents or your true talents or skills and feeling limited and constricted there in that sense. There was one more message here, and this is the joy of challenging multiple energies. So we have the energy of tiredness, the energy of not recognized, and the energy... No, I think that's primarily it. Was there one energy I am missing? Okay, no, I think that encapsulates it. Yeah, the expression, the... Yes, okay. Let's look at our clarifier for that. Forward movement gardens with Two of Wands. Definitely going back to contemplating your path here. And just as we talked about, your path, about your exposure to the world, your recognition to the world, or doing something that is fulfilling or passionate for you, or that's something that you're passionate about, that will bring joy, excitement, being in a job or a profession, or even some form of creative artistic expression for you. Basically, we're talking about anything that you're passionate about and feeling like you want to actually do. That's why you're contemplating things, where to go. And that's why you feel kind of restricted in that sense, because of where you currently are. Okay. Let's look at your next sector. This is the chance portion of the Monopoly board, which is where fortune is bringing energy to you, whether it's beneficial blessings that will help you out or challenges that will help you grow. And we have the energy of the child here. This feels like almost kind of like a burden or responsibility, whether for some of you who have children, for other people, for those of you who don't have children, it's like feeling like you have to cater or care to the needs of others. It's the energy and feeling in getting. Let's see how this is. It's the energy of responsibility is what's coming through. Excuse me. Whether it's taking care of somebody, it doesn't have to be a child, right? It could be your grandmother, it could be your parents, it could be just being a caretaker in general, and just taking care of people. But it feels like there's some sort of either obligation or responsibility, duty that is kind of let's look at our clarifier for this and see how this ties into this portion. Warily defensive gardens with the 9 of Wands. Okay. I feel it's certainly a bit of a burdensome responsibility, feeling tired that you have to I'm hearing keeping up with the facade, or for some of you that's a very specific message, and for others of you is keeping up with the responsibilities and the duties. It's basically wearing you down energetically too. So a bit of assistance could be used in this portion here, and that's kind of like the challenge that's coming along with this in terms of the sector where it lies. All right, let's look at your final sector here, which is the community chest portion of the Monopoly board. Your connections with other or intrapersonal or multi-personal connections here. We have the boat or the ship in Lenormand. Okay. The ones for freedom to get away and enjoying time with other people. Almost kind of like a cruise ship. Let's look at our clarifier here. Clarity way with Ace of Swords. Okay. I see this as a vision that you have for yourself. I know this speaks a lot more to intrapersonal relationship is what I would say. Yes, it feels like this is relationship to what your desire and what your want is. Having and wanting a clear vision of what you want to do in life, the directionality, the wish or the path which you want to sail your course or your ship towards. I'd be using the ship analogy here, considering with the pathways here. Wanting to have a path that you can start and go on that gives you freedom of mind, freedom of self, and also interaction with other people. And for some reason, I'm getting, this stranger kind of feeling, like on a cruise ship, literally. You're meeting a lot of people and you're interacting with a lot of people, but they're strangers, right? They're not like people you usually know. They're not your acquaintances. They're not your coworkers. It's more like strangers, but it's like you wanting to forge and form new connections and relationships with new people. It's what we're talking about. Perhaps that it relates back to part of your vision and path of what you want to do in life, but being kind of either like a businessman or woman or some sort of, intermediary relation that connects you with a bunch of brand new people, and just having the freedom of mind to do so, and the freedom in every sense of the word, in terms of your schedule, in terms of your choice and options of connecting with other people. So it's more like an internal desire or wish, or connection that you have with yourself, or that you want to connect with. It's like, here's where I am, working multiple jobs, chores, kids, so on and so forth, just wanting a different path of life, and this is where you want to be, and you want to link those two together, go from here to there, in terms of I want a more freedom life where I can just perhaps travel the world, interact with people, fly across the world, fly planes, travel on cruise ships, so on and so forth. That kind of very wanderlust, Voyager kind of energy. Yes. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so let's recap here with the points. So starting with this sector, yes, this feels like a challenge, because yes, it's what you must do in terms of what's going on right now, and just wanting a shift or a change. So we'll give 2 B's in that area. Let's see, yes, that busybody we talked about. So 1 point each. In this area, I would say this is more of a challenge, not knowing where to go, but having the potential to grow from it. So we'll give you 2 points with the B's there. And then this is also a concept phase, but kind of goes along with this energy. Forgot to mention this real quick, but neutral energy, or energy that ties into that portion, will have 0 point because it's neutral. And that seems to be the case here. Just thinking in relation to where you want to go, this is more like one energy, so we'll give that 2 points just here. And for this portion, this seems like a serendipitous event coming in, so it's certainly a positive. I wouldn't say there's potential for growth. It's more like celebration is what I'm seeing. This has the potential for growth. It's a positive aspect that has the potential for growth, because if you are able to really reflect on your life and manage work and play, then that is a potential for growth. That is, so we'll give you 2 points for that one. For this area, feeling stifling energy and tired is certainly a challenge. So we'll give you a B there. With the forward movement here, this has a potential for growth, and it's almost in, well, it doesn't matter whether it's bee or ladybug, both can be a positive aspect. So we'll give you 2 ladybugs. Okay, and this portion, yes, duty and responsibility, will give you a challenge there. and just feeling tired here. So this energy kind of tapped into this too. Yeah, so we'll leave that as is. This is certainly a potential for growth in terms of where you are. Wanting to connect with your vision and having a sense of vision. So we'll put 2 points here and a point here, all which are positive aspects waiting to grow. Actually, this might be a bumblebee because it's something you can certainly work on in terms of really envisioning yourself, but not only envisioning and taking the steps of the process to get there, to free you from your normal daily drudgery and routine, to follow your vision. There's potential growth here with the vision. And then there's this may be more of a challenge, but also a potential for growth here. Actually, it's more like this other way around. Yes, a potential for growth here, which is a challenge of self, and this is a vision that you hold. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, let's tally up your points for those who chose the penguin here as your token. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, lovely stars. If you want to know how you did in comparison to the other piles, go to the timestamps in the description down below to see who the winner is. And then I will see you in that portion. If not, and you're good with the reading here, I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day whenever and wherever you are. Remember to shine bright, take care of yourself, and I will see you next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. So you have chosen the Pufferfish as your token. So yes, let's dive straight into the areas. We'll go to the point tallying system after we go through your reading here. But let's first look at your go portion of the Morality board, where your energy is at, where it's being diverted or invested. So we have the energy of person, and this is a feminine, more so embodiment actually. Interestingly, it's usually a feminine depiction or energy that I get, but here I'm actually getting quite masculine energy coming through. So where your energy is being diverted right now, it may be a female that's very masculine, or it could, gender doesn't really matter, but it feels very strongly masculine energy, or somebody, regardless of what their gender or is, has a very authoritative kind of energy or very strong presence. Yes, is what we're getting. So the energy, is this in regards to relationships? So some sort of dynamic relationship here. Could be like boss, intern, boss, employee, intern, supervisor. There's some sort of power difference and dynamic here. Very strong masculine energy in terms of this portion here. Let's look at a clarifier. We have the star. Okay. The star to clarify this masculine energy. Kind of like I'm hearing mentor, idol, somebody that either is on a higher position or level or status or dynamic than you, or somebody you look up to. So spending some sort of mentorship, dynamic time here, but there's a lot of energy invested in this relationship of sorts. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, and it doesn't feel like so, although it could be. We'll look at that in your connections sector, but there's some sort of dynamic here of a person who's more authoritative is the best word I can think of, but they're just stronger, firmer, somebody you kind of look up to, perhaps, for some of you. Yes. Okay. All right, interesting. So that's where your energy is being invested at the moment in this relationship here. Let's look at your next portion, which is the jail or just visiting, where the energy is contemplative, reflective, or just not moving. We have the bouquet. I get a very serene home life, that kind of like, almost like meticulous is a description, but I'm not sure it's the best description. Kind of like, for some reason, ikebana is coming through. Like ikebana is flower arrangements in Japanese culture, but it's a combination of using nature and but in a way it's also very structured. It's the energy that's coming through for me. It's there's a very precise way of doing it. Yes, or you look at Japanese culture in general. It's what I'm getting through here. Like there's they have so many great creations, right? And those creations are some of them are very specific, very fine and very detailed, very precise. That's the kind of energy we're getting through here. This may be in regards to your home sector. So there's something about refinement in the home sector, or where you feel are at home, or what you call home to you. That could be your internal space of mind. Refining that as well is what's also coming through. But yeah, there's this energy of refinement. Crafting, refinement coming through. Let's look at our clarification for that. We have overflowing emotions placed with the Ace of Cups. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's what it is. Perhaps you're trying to curtail some aspects of the emotion by focusing on perhaps more mental aspects or more cerebral aspects, trying to contain your emotions for whatever reason. Perhaps it's in this relation with this person, but trying to kind of almost like curate your emotion. That's a very interesting expression there that we just got. Kind of like trim and make it neat, and so it doesn't grow outbound. The best analogy we can think of, especially in terms of like gardening or flower arranging, is you have a bush, right? And or like with that you want to prune and so it doesn't grow like haphazardly and all crazy. You want it neat looking, you want it contained, so the flowers will sprout out beautifully. You don't want the leaves just to go crazy and just climb all over. But I'm feeling some interesting dynamic of you all wanting to refine or curate something, or keeping something in its place. It's like using your mind to manage your emotions is what's coming through. It's like you don't want your emotions to run amok and just kind of run all over the place and just like yanking and pulling you in every direction. So you're in a way kind of using your mind to kind of structure it. For some of you, it might literally be in the home aspect, but I feel a good mental vibe here as well, in terms of wanting to either trim, prune, or keep certain emotions under check. Interesting. All right, let's look into your next sector here, the free parking, where energy is coming either as a surprise or just an area or energy of neutrality in your life. We have the fish here. Okay, let's see. Energy of the fish. Wanting to maintain and keep something. A status quo, perhaps? Yeah, fish usually means other things in Lenormand, but it's... okay, I think I'll clarify will make sense more of this. But I feel like this is a surplus of something and wanting to keep something at a certain level. Kind of like this curation or this trimming or pruning here. Let's look at our clarification here real quick. We have justice. Okay. Justice with the fish in the free parking zone. What is this in regards to? Spirit? Wow. We're gonna go back to this energy. We're not getting much here. Yeah, kind of maintaining or surplus is the main thing that was coming through. Oh, okay. Yes. It's a balance of sorts, but wanting to keep things in check is primarily what we're getting. I'm not getting much more besides that. Perhaps the rest, yeah, wanting to keep something in check is the strong energy here. Not wanting for it to be overgrowing, over surplused. Interesting. Okay, let's look at our other cards. We actually might need a clarifier. So next we have the go to jail portion, or where the energy is limited or restricted or confined in some way. And we have the birds. Okay. And then we have Waiting Patiently Avenue. 7 of Pentacles. Getting really strong relationship vibes in this reading for this pile here. Interestingly. Okay. Yeah, not wanting the word to get out yet, perhaps about this relationship, or there is some sort of energy where you feel like you can convey either a relationship, an aspect of yourself. Yeah, no, getting very strong relationship vibes. It's like this that example or analogy of like, oh, we can't make this go public yet. Yeah, because I don't know, there may be a scandal or people might not take it the right way, but there's that energy of hush hush, like we can't tell anybody yet. We can't, yeah. There's something that is being held back, trim and withheld and not expressed publicly. Or yeah, a lot of containment in your reading, in your life here, because all the sectors are, of course, connected. Interesting. Yes. So yes, the energy of not being able to express something or not wanting something to be put out in the public eye or the open yet. Okay, let's look at our chance portion here. Where fortune falls for you, whether in favor or in challenges. We have the mice. Interesting. Okay. I view these mice as like battery for some reason. One's positive, one's negative. One's pulling the charge from the other and vice versa. It's like they're both connected and they're both needed to make something work, but one's being drained and supplied into the other. It's the interesting energy here. So a little bit of stress involved here, kind of mental fixation, anxiety kind of aspect. Let's look at our clarifier. Supportive, compassion, and intuitive feelings. The Queen of Cups. Okay. Yes, there's some sort of emotional anxiety or vexation here, or being overly in the emotions, and that's why I wanted to contain and curtail it. Yeah, and putting a limit in terms of this surplus, not wanting the emotions to take over. Interesting. Okay, and last we look at your portion of the community section, or the relationship with other people or yourself. And we have the book. Okay, wanting to keep this a secret. Yeah, this book is firmly shut. But it's something you want to go back to with this bookmark page. Oh, it's almost like a tryst kind of energy, like a scandal, an affair, or some sort of relationship. That's why it's being kept so hush-hushed. Interesting. If it's okay, if it's a boss-employee dynamic, then definitely there's that air of wanting to keep it hush-hush. Because you don't want either your co-workers to know, or your company to know. That's why it's like so much secrecy and so much containment of the emotions here, not wanting to express it to the world, or to the public or those around you. Strongly wanting to keep it a secret. But the emotions are going to eat away at you the more you press them down, the more you put them in a cage. Let's look at our clarifier here. Soulmates and connection plays. 2 of Cups. That's why you look up to this person so greatly. You feel such a strong connection there. Yeah, you've definitely a strong connection. It's like a whirl of not a whirl of secrets, a whirl of entertainment. No. It's like reading a book. It's like this person, this relationship, whatever you are in, it fascinates you, it interests you, it captivates you, it enthralls you, and it pulls you in, like an exciting adventure story, or a book that you read. You just can't put it down. You keep going back to it, and it keeps pulling you back. But it's almost like a decadent secret. It's like you don't want people to know. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, group number 2. Yeah, there's something there's something that excites you. For some of you, that could be a relationship here, something that you really look up to, something that you really feel like a strong connection or a strong bond to, but you're trying very, very hard to keep your emotions in check, keep your emotions trim and curtail so they don't explode out to the public, because this is not a beneficial situation to be exposed to the public. Interesting. There is a word of advice and caution, because to kind of take note of those emotions, because when emotions well up and pent up, it can easily overflow. Overflowing emotions, please. Yeah, it can easily overflow. So manage your emotions how you will. That is individual in accordance to each and every one of you, but do take note of it so it doesn't spill over. Yeah, like your cup runneth so full, the more you try to push it down or keep it or curtail it. Very interesting and fascinating reading. Pile number 2. Let's tally up your points here. So in terms of your points, If it's a positive aspect in your sector, we'll give you a ladybug. If it's a challenging aspect, we'll give you a B for needing more community support, assistance. If there is potential for growth in either sector, we'll give you 2 points. And if it's neutral, if the energy is neutral or just supporting one of the other cards, we will give it no points. So first we have this person and what you're looking up to. Your reading is going to be hard to rate. Okay, so we'll take this as a positive vector because somebody you admire. Yeah. It's almost like each of your area is a blessing and a challenge at the same time. That's why it's so hard to rate. Anyway, either way, we'll give you a point. It's somebody you admire, look up to, enjoy time with. This part is challenging because this is the energy that you're looking at this person as. We actually want to give it. So hard to rate. The thing is, I feel you can grow from this position, out of this, or not grow out of it, more so grow in terms of how you view this person. You view them on a very high level status, pedestal, like a star. But I want to say the energy that's strongly coming through, we'll leave that neutral as it is because this is a supporting characteristic of that person or that trait. Okay, let's go to the next portion here. Yeah, this energy of curation, keeping your emotions in check. We will actually give you 2 points for this because if you learn how to manage your emotions, then that is an opportunity to grow. So we'll give that. This situation is challenging in and of itself, so we'll give you a bumblebee there. Yeah, learning how to manage and control the emotions. Wanting to kind of keep something in check here, that's actually a potential for growth rate there. It's basically self-control and restraint. This, however, is a positive energy, so we'll give it a ladybug. And next, yes, wanting to keep things hush-hush and quiet, so waiting patiently for the right timing. That gives us a B with 1 point. And this energy goes along with that, so it's a neutral card. This itself are both challenging, so we'll give 1 B here. Do we see potential for growth from here? Yes, more so in this aspect. Yeah, in terms of managing your emotions. Yes, and this, wanting to keep it a secret. I feel like there's great potential to grow from this. It relates back to this energy here about not putting people on pedestals. About, yeah, yes, perhaps we can at times feel like we met the one or soulmates or companions or what have you, but it's the recognition of yourself that you are on both equal status and terms, and that is the potential for growth there. We'll give this a challenging point, wanting to keep it a secret, but a fascination at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So let's tally up your points. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, lovely stars. That was your reading. You come in at 14 points. If you like to see how you compare with the other piles, go down to the timestamp, see for the winner portion. And if you're good with the reading and you don't want to find out the results, then I wish you a wonderful, magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine bright, and I will see you in the next reading. My lovely stars. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Alright, so you have chosen the whale token here. We will go into the point scoring system after we do your reading. We're going to dive straight into the go portion of your sector of your life, which is your energy, where it's at, where it's being diverted or invested. And we have the energy of burden. This is the cross in Lenormand. Okay. Interesting. I see your energy is being busy, cumbersome, but you're enjoying the process. So that's good. Yeah. You're managing your situation quite well. Everything is organized. Everything is, manageable. So let's see our clarifier for that. Starting stable avenue with Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, whether you're starting a new project or managing something going on in your life, some sort of new business ventures or some sort of new job, career aspect, family, whatever relationships, whatever it is, you name it, you're managing it quite well, which feels pretty good. Yeah, so that's where the energy is being diverted right now. Whether it's whatever it is, something new, you're starting stable. So excellent to hear. Let's look at the next sector here, which is your jail or just visiting, where the energy is still or not moving or perhaps stagnant. We have the mountain. Yeah, it's so, wow, your energy is so serene and calm. It is absolutely lovely. Whatever challenges you come across, you're able to flow like a waterfall down the mountain here, and navigate through it quite well. So wherever you're at now, there might be some challenges that you are bumping across. It's kind of like normal for everybody. It's like a normal base level challenge. It's like, oh, I have to deal with XYZ for my day, right? Or my routine, so on and so forth. But you're able to navigate it so smoothly and calmly. That's absolutely wonderful to hear. Let's look at the clarifier here. Temperance. Yeah, exactly. Whatever flows in, you navigate. Whatever flows out, you put it out. So this energy speaks for itself right here in this sector. A very balanced energy you've got going on. Yeah, whatever comes in, whatever flows out, you manage, you take care of it, you navigate, you sort it, you organize it, and it's good to go. Excellent. Wonderful to hear about too. Let's look at your next sector, the free parking, where you have surprises or like just a neutral energy, a place that you can rest and stay still at. We have the scythe here. Okay. If there's challenges coming up or something coming in, or a person to shake things up, yeah, might be the case here. What is this person wanting in regards to? Let's look at our clarifier. We have Perseverance Gardens with the 7 of Wands. Now here comes a major challenge here. Yeah, this is where there's an area of caution in your life. It's more like an energy that's incoming is what I'm getting. So navigating as well as you do already, you might be throwing a curveball here, either with a person or a situation that's going to test your heart, test your emotions. And the word is to take note, to be a bit cautious, to be wary, not to let, to be wary so you don't get thrown off your feet, basically. So you don't get taken by surprise. It's the energy that's coming in here. It might come in the form of a person, like I said, either to test or to challenge your emotions a little bit, but you definitely have the high ground. As we've spoken already, you are a very managerial, calm, navigating person. So whatever is thrown your way, you're able to balance out that energy. And with the Seven of Wands here, with the Persevering Gardens, we see that you are on the high ground. So it's just a little bit of a test that the universe is throwing your way. And who knows, it potentially can turn out to be something greater. We haven't looked at the other sector, we don't know yet. But yeah, it would just be a little bit of a test. This is to give you a bit of foreknowledge so you can easily handle as you naturally do already. Yeah, so some sort of challenge or something coming in the way to kind of test your fortitude, strength, yes, your mental internal strength, which I feel like you have a firm, steady grasp of. Excellent. Okay, let's look at your go to jail portion, which is where the energy feels limited, constricted, or confined or oppressed in some way. And we have person. Yeah, okay. Just talking about person coming in here. This person seems inviting on the surface. This person seems like charming on the surface, but they can be, yeah, they seem charming on the surface. They seem easygoing. They seem, that's primarily their energy. Let's look at our clarifier for this portion. We have development of news and enthusiasm. See, I knew it potentially could turn out to something great. We're not going to go too far yet until we review the rest of the cards, but yeah, this person is a bit of a charmer. So where your energy is restricted right now, it's more so being too restricted in just more like hermit mode is what I would say. Just kind of doing your own thing where you are. That's why this person is coming to kind of shake things up a little bit, quote unquote, challenge or test you. Not in any negative sense of the way, I mean, of the word, because you definitely have the high ground, but yeah, they test you in some form or manner, perhaps your patience or your way of thinking, but there is actually a positive energy coming into it. To best kind of give you an example for this, is often when you see in the movies, right, like say the main character, guy or girl, doesn't matter, bumps into another guy or girl, and at first they find that that guy or girl like infuriating, like that person just pokes at them or like make fun or challenges them in some ways, like friendly competition or rivalry, and like, oh, if I can just get this person out of my life, like things will be easier. But then you see as the story progresses, they start to like each other, and eventually it turns into like a love story romance. So that's the similar energy of what we're getting here. It's like, yes, they pose some kind of challenge or intimidation for you, but I don't feel like it's like a heavy feeling. It's more like that irritating romance in the beginning. It's like you can just see down the line that it's going to turn into something more pleasurable and enjoyable and beneficial. So let's look at your next area here and see where this is going. We have the chance portion of the Monopoly board, which is where luck either favors or challenges you. So we have the energy of the fish. Wow, okay, so luck is a fortune is bringing you abundance in all forms and sorts. What is this abundance in regards to? It might be somebody who's bringing this abundance to you, somebody older, more masculine in nature and energy, but it's like, it's not, they're bringing an opportunity, the opening a gateway of sort for you. It's like this person is coming and bringing like, hey, I've seen your projects, I've seen your artwork, I've seen your products. I want to connect you to a market and to sell it on a mass market, or I want to debut your artwork in a gallery. It's something of that sort. But whereas you're currently this small artist, this small company, or this small seller, and then this person gives you an opportunity to blow you globally on a worldwide scale. We don't know this person is the same as these energy, more so this energy potentially. Let's look at our clarifier. We have messenger acting first and thinking later, Knight of Wands. Why do I feel these two energies are swapping and interchangeable? This person may be a bit impulsive, but not in a negative sense. When you see those risk takers, that's the energy we're getting. It's like you can't make an omelet if you don't break some eggs. I don't know if that was the best analogy. That may be really that may have been a really bad analogy. But anyways, you can't make something out unless you take some sort of risk first. It's the energy we're getting through here. It's that yes, it is a little bit of impulsive energy, but that has what gotten this person far in life. It's like they weren't afraid to make daring and bold moves and investments in people or in companies or in little businesses and moms and pops and stuff like that. But because they made those kind of like Shark Tank investments, it really propelled the people they're working with onto a greater global sense. Yeah. So that's the energy we're getting here. And in that risk is what carries the abundance forth for you, the opportunity to create a lot of abundance. And we're talking primarily in terms of energy and wealth. Okay, interesting. Lovely. Our final sector is the community or relationship that you have either with yourself or others or on a global scale. And for that, we have another person coming through. This energy is not neutral, but more so androgynous. Perhaps a little bit more on, they have a very balanced energy, both in terms of their masculine and their feminine side is what we're getting here. So a lot of people coming through for your pile, actually, group 3. So, yeah, this person, okay, we're definitely pulling connections here. Similar to this energy where this person will link you. I don't feel, interestingly, I feel more, if any potential romantic relationship, like the analogy we talked about, I feel more so from these sectors, from these 3 sectors, rather than the connection sector. This feels more like business, networking, kind of energy. Let's look at our clarifier for this person. We have supporter of ambition and business success, Queen of Wands. What did we say? Networking. So this person is here to support you in some way in terms of whatever career goals, business, or ambition that you have in mind. Something you either started or ventured to do, some sort of project, some sort of inspiring work that you want, or dreams or vision that you have. A lot are coming through right now, because where you're at, you're currently just managing life as is, right, and doing very well and very balanced. So kudos to that. But there are a lot of people coming in here. Some will be in the form of um, something that starts as perhaps platonic or business and turns into romantic, and then others will be purely supportive of you just in terms of your ambitions and creation and your business product in general. So yeah, interesting dynamic. Okay, so great things to look forward to. You have a lot of opportunities, assistance, and potential coming your way here. And don't necessarily shut down or cut down people who seemingly annoy you at first. Because, like I said, in that analogy, like that movie, your story might turn from something annoying at first into a romance. We see the heart and the scythe here. So yes, don't be so quick to cut people down or out of your life just because they may seem to pester you a bit at first. They might turn out to be something quite unexpected. All right, lovely. Let's tally up your points here. So for positive aspects, we'll give you a ladybug. For serendipity, chance, blessings. For challenging aspects, we'll give you a bumblebee. For support, networking, a bit more of a helping hand. If there is potential for growth in either area, you'll get 2 points for that. And neutral areas or energy that are just supporting each other, one card or the other, will have 0 points. All right, so let's see this first portion. I see you're handling this quite well, and you're starting something new, which has potential to grow, so that's quite positive. We'll give you 2 points here. And this is just managing, so this just speaks about your natural nature of having good balance, so we'll give that neutral. It's not any sort of event one way or the other, but you started something new, or you began some sort of project creation that has a lot of potential for growth, so we'll give you 2 points there. For this one, same energy here. Any challenges that you meet, these both speak strongly about your character as a person, which is wonderful and very positive aspects to have. But we are leaving them as quote-unquote neutral because they're not situational or adding anything. In terms of your management, however, your personal growth, in terms of how you deal with your issues, that we will give you points for. So Temperance here gets 2 points for the personalities of being able to manage and balance things. This potentially could be this could go either way. It could be positive or it can be challenging, because it could be challenging on the surface, so it seems, but has potential to grow. And this just indicates that energy. So this will remain neutral. However, this is hard to determine. I mean, we'll give you 1 point. Yeah, maybe they're pestering you, so we'll give them a challenging point at first. So we'll give you 1 bumblebee for that. This person, yes, definitely something to grow into something more. So we'll give this 2 ladybugs. And this kind of goes along with the energy. Development news, yes. So this person's bringing this. So this will remain at 0 points. This is a huge abundance, but opportunity coming in. We will give this 2 points. And this just speaks to the characteristics of this person, so or this opportunity. So leave that as is. Yeah, this is the charmer here with great potential. I almost want to give an extra point, but we'll leave it at that. Definitely a positive aspects to help you out with the potential to growth. Also indicator of their energy here. So these are more clarifiers, really. Yeah. So Only in these circumstances did they have the opportunity to grow. So your total is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yes. All right, so that was your reading. Thank you for playing. Pile number 3. If you want to see how you match up against the other players or piles, go to the description and the timestamps for the winner portion, and I will see you there. If not, and you're good with this reading and you're good to go, then I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. Alright, so you have chosen the turtle as your token. So we'll do your scoring, tallying after we do your reading here. So we'll dive straight into your first sector portion, the go portion, where your energy is at, where it's being invested or diverted. And we have the home. Okay. The heart is where the home is. That's what we're hearing. Now I feel very positive vibe, although there is a portion of something you're holding on to. What is this portion about here? Investing in something that feels homely right now to you, whether it's physical home for most of you, and for some of you, almost feeling the energy of kind of, I don't want to say trap, but limited might be a word that feels more suitable. Yeah. So two aspects here, or two groups here. Some very positive aspects with the home, and some a little bit more limited. You feel homely, you feel cozy, but you feel like you could break out your bell jar a little bit more. Let's look at our clarifying energy for that. We have the Empress. Yeah, so for the majority of you, feeling very abundant in the home, feeling very lavish is what I'm hearing, very comforted, very serene, at peace. But, okay. For those of you who are like, the home is certainly comfortable. Where you're at, wherever the home is, wherever your heart is, feels very comfortable, feels very inviting, feels very rich, feels very lavish. But that's what it is. It's not necessarily limiting or breaking out something. You're feeling you're missing a piece of something. Yes. Something big, something important, something more. Yeah. So two groups here. Feeling very comfortable, and for some other of you, feeling very comfortable, yes, but also wanting a little bit more or missing a little bit piece of something. Okay, interesting. And let's look at your next sector here, the just visiting or the jail portion, whether your energy is kind of stagnant or contemplative or reflective, but not necessarily taking action or moving. Okay, we have the birds. Okay. I see two swans swimming in a circle. It's like news circulating within just your close inner circle. The communication is not reaching out there. Okay. Soulmate's connection place. 2 of Cups. Interesting. Yeah, being very happy and serene where things at. But in itself, it's almost like its own pond or its own bubble. Like when... And I'm not saying this is you. This is just merely an example. So keep that in mind. But for some people, when they get together in a relationship, right, it's like their own bubble. It's like suddenly like they stop doing so many things with their other friends, or they stop going out so much. They just kind of do things with each other and just keep to themselves. It's the kind of energy we're getting here. But it's not necessarily bad or negative. It's just they are just in their own space and time with their own bubble and loving and comfortable with where they are. They're just not really expanding their horizons, not really going out of their circle, their inner circle, to really, do or explore different things. That's primarily what we're getting here. So the energy where, you're just kind of where you're at is literally this energy here, staying in your own pond with these two swans here circling each other, with your loved ones, with your with your significant other, and in your own home space and time. Okay. Let's look at our next portion, the free parking, surprises coming in, or just a place of neutrality in your life. We have the mountain. I see. Okay, this could be challenging over time as you get cabin fever. It's like, because that's what a bubble does. It contains and is limited in that space and time. But over time, that's why for some of you it feels irksome. It feels like, okay, now I need a bit more excitement. I need something else. So it's that kind of being in two place or a position for too long, or a situation or relationship for too long. It gets challenging in the sense that it gets repetitious, monotonous. That's a good or clarifying energy. Heavy burdens garden with the 10 of Wands. Okay, so the place where you guys are at in terms of free parking or something unexpected is something to be let go of, something that's weighing down on you. Like I said, over time it builds up, and then it becomes too much to tolerate or withstand anymore, and then wanting to break out of the mold from that, or break out from that condition or situation. And that's where the challenge comes across. Interesting. Okay, so let's look at the next portion here. We go straight from that energy straight into what's limited or what's restricted. This is the go to jail portion of the Monopoly board. So yes, where the energy is constricted, oppressive, or restrictive in some way. And we have the energy of the cross. Definitely the burden here. Mending something, but what is the energy coming through? Let's get our clarifier real quick. We have joyous home gardens with the 4 of Wands. Interesting how each pile has had a theme so far. For you, pile number 4, it's about the home and the joyous aspects of it, and the challenges therein too, of being contained in your space all the time. Just as we see this bandage here, it's almost like all the love here is contained in this tiny little square, but around it, it's just a band-aid for something else, right? Something that needs to be let go of. And that's where we feel the restriction here, the burden coming through. It has to be in regards to, we're talking about home in all sense of the word. Like I said, for some of you that literally means your home. For some of you it means where your home has been situated, or where your heart has been situated. It's like, and say for example, a relationship, like this connection here is like, oh, this person, my significant other, my partner, is my home. That's where my heart is. But if you invest so much effort all into that relationship at the exclusion of everything else, of your other friendships and connections, relationships, even your family, then it becomes very limited, like this tiny little box here. Um, and even the negative aspects of the Four of Wands here, yes, the positive aspect is the joyous, harmonious aspect, but the negative aspect or the challenging aspect is the limitation of stability. Stability in its rooted firmness does not allow for expansion or growth. And that's why the Four of Wands is followed by the Five of Wands, which is something, a bit of energy that comes to challenge that stable structure or dynamic for it to grow further. Because we're only at the Four of Wands in the energy of the fire element here. It's not like at an Eight of Wands, right? Or like something more firm and more, more expansive. Yeah. Okay, let's look into the next sector. We have the Chance here, which is where the Wheel of Fortune either favors or challenges you. So we have the energy of the Lily. Okay, more home reference. And partnership and duality reference. Okay, so this falls into the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let's look at our clarifier. We have the Sun. Excellent. Interesting. There's a bit of a progression here. So, one particular message here for those of you in relationships and things have grown, things are stable. For those, who are in a relationship and it is stable, and perhaps it's grown a bit stale, a bit, repetitious, monotonous. There's excitement coming in to kind of switch up the dynamic that you have going on, and this might mean in the bedroom or like some sort of passionate, fiery aspect that fortune is bringing your way. Okay, I'm also getting it could be a bit more open in your relationship is what we're getting to. But there's a sense of new energy, a new wave of energy coming in to kind of switch up the dynamic of what's kind of stale, like we said earlier, and boring, and perhaps too stable of a structure. Like there needs to be something in there that comes into oomph or adds a little bit of spice to the relationship. Getting a lot of strong relationship energy into this pile for some of you, yes. So here, and here. So yes, perhaps a lot of you are tuning in are in relationships in this file. But for those of you who are not, there is a new positive wave of energy coming in to kind of give you a sense of enthusiasm or revitalization for your for where you're at. And if you're deeming like you're missing a certain piece of something, there's a new wave of energy that fortune is bringing in here. All right, let's look at the final portion here with connections, relationships, overall. And that brings the energy of the fish. Okay. Yes, plenty of new connections, relation. Let's look at our clarifier. We have holding on tight avenue with Four of Pentacles. A lot of force, a lot of stability here. I'm hearing it's time to break out of the norm, of the routine. Not necessarily the norm, more so the routine. Yeah, you can find a lot of greater connections if you just open up a little bit, yes, whatever you're holding on so tightly to, for those of you in a relationship, it's like, this is an example here. It's like, this is my partner. I'm going to do everything with this person. These are my friends, my close inner circle friends. I'm only going to do things with them. That is a very restrictive energy in and of itself, as we mentioned already. Yeah, there is advice and encouragement to open up, to embrace the new wave of energy that comes into your life by expanding your horizons and finding an abundance of relationship and richness in relationships outside of what's already formed and is already stabilized, almost kind of like a tower in Lenormand. In the tower, it's like an established structure, but it also kind of isolates and limits in a certain way, like a castle. Yeah, a castle or a tower. It's a very firm, very strong structure, very enduring, very stable, but it's also a very limiting structure if you just stay in that castle. And the encouragement here is to release this kind of holding on tight to the paradigm and structure you've set. For some of you, it might be literal, the literal home. And it's not saying you have to move away from your home, because it's actually a very enjoyable, loving space for you. But it doesn't mean you can't travel a little bit and explore and see what's out there and form new, exciting connections that will really expand and open up your world. Absolutely lovely. Let's go into your point scoring system now that we've finished your reading here. So positive aspects will give you a ladybug. Challenging aspects requiring more helping hands or support will give you a bumblebee. If there's potential for growth in either of those areas, we'll give you 2 points. And for areas that are either just clarifying or neutral energies, they get 0 points. So let's look at this. This is a potential for growth, but a very positive aspect, because your home seems loving, a space, or where you're at, where your heart is a very loving space, just yearning for a bit more excitement or something different, a little bit of spice. So we'll give you 2 points with ladybugs there. This is more so a clarifier, so we'll leave that at neutral. This is an interesting dynamic, because this seems like a positive relationship here, but it's lacking communication with the outside world or with other parties, right? So we'll call it a challenge with a potential to grow if you are able to kind of expand on where you are at currently to reach out and communicate with others. And that is a potential for growth right there on a personal level. This might indicate the relationship that you're currently in, for those of you that are in a relationship. So we'll give this, this has also potential for growth, but it feels like a really loving relationship. So we'll give you 2 points. Yeah, for where it's at, how beneficial it is, how loving it is, and its potential to grow into something else. Yes, this is where things get a bit challenging. So we give you a bumblebee for this one. It's the potential to grow from this is what we're making a call on. Yeah, where things become limiting. This is the situation itself, so we just leave it 1 bumblebee there. This is the potential for growth here, because you can break out or you can release from where you're at to expand new horizons, to new horizons. So we give you 2 bumblebees there. This also is challenging. It's positive in terms of where it is, but at the same time, it's also challenging because of its limitation. We'll give you 1 bumblebee. let's see. There's potential certainly for growth here. So we'll give you 2. For this, it's a new wave of positive energy coming with potential for growth. We're gonna give you positive points there. Here. And also, let's say, yeah, here too. This also deserves 2 points because there's huge potential for growth there. This is a challenge with potential for growth because it challenges you to internally think about expansion and grow from holding on to the structure that you have so firmly right now. Excellent. All right, so let's tally up your points here, group 4. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. You are coming in high, pile number 4. Okay, so if you would like to see how you match up against the other piles, go to the description and the timestamps for the winner portion. If you're good to go with this reading and you don't care to find out the results of that, then I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine bright. I hope you enjoy the reading. Thank you for your time with me, and I will see you next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, Pile 5. Welcome to your reading. So you've chosen Nemo, or the clownfish here, as your token. We'll go into your point system later, but right now we're going to get straight into each area or sector of your life. We'll start with the go portion, which is where your energy is at, where it's being diverted or invested. And we have the energy of the star. Okay. Let's see here. We're talking about directionality, connections, and networking, social networking. Yes, so let's look at our clarifier for this. It's a party place with 3 of cups. Okay, so the energy of where you're currently at is, okay, I'm getting very strong social influencer, public eye kind of vibe here is where either the directionality you're heading towards is stardom, or you're already there and enjoying and reaping the benefits of being on a social platform and a social a socially recognized state or place in your life. Very enjoyable, very positive energy so far, very fun energy. Lovely to have you here. Welcome. Yes, so that's where we're currently at with your current energy. You know, just a lot of merriment, time, energy spent with not only people that you know, your friends, you're close in a group, but also on a broader, greater scale of people, right? We are talking about influencers, social media kind of energy here coming through. So being on bigger platforms. Yeah. All right, let's look at next into your jail or just visiting portion of the Monopoly board, which is where your energy is either limited, stagnant, or sorry, not limited, stagnant or not really moving, a bit of inertia, or just kind of contemplation or reflection. So we have the energy of the fish here. Okay. Actually, it is a very positive place where you're at, just kind of enjoying the luxury and the abundance and just kind of like the state of where you're at. And if it's not in terms of material means, it's certainly in terms of comfort, of the emotions, of just being satisfied with where you're currently at. That has the propensity to change, of course, but where you're at, it feels nice just to be in this space where you're comforted and satisfied in many different ways, as the fish indicates here. For some of you, that may mean with your partner as well. Yeah. So let's look at our clarifier for that. Supporter of truth and protection, Queen of Swords. So for some of you, yes, speaking about that partner, some of you are in happy, committed relationships. And yes, the partner is your supporter there. For some of others of you, I feel like this is your position, being a supporter of truth and protection, or in other words, the Queen of Swords, being like a guiding voice, a guiding light for others, being a sense of comfort for others, a healing presence. It's what's coming through. Yes, so either you have a partner that provides you with that, or you are actually the person who is providing that to others, especially on your social media platform or on your channel or on wherever you have your platform at. Yes, but being a notable figure that is allowing that kind of support and healing for others. Wonderful. All right, so let's look at your next sector here. We have the free parking portion, which is pleasant or an expected surprise or just a place of neutrality here in your life. We have the energy of the rider or the skater in this deck. Okay. Okay, let's look at our clarifier here. We're getting some different messages, whether it's trips, whether it's something, messages, or excuse me, something emotionally fulfilling. It comes in different because this is a general reading. There's multiple energy coming through here. So let's look at our clarifier here. We have nostalgia place with 6 of Cups. Okay. Lovely. So for some of you, it is something, the first thing I noticed was this heart here. For some of you, it is something sentimental or emotional that's coming, yes, potentially from your past. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, although that might be a case with some of you, somebody visiting from like an old friend or an old family member, or somebody in your past that's visiting, and it kind of stirs up your emotional heartstrings. For some of you, it's encountering or receiving some sort of message or some sort of gift, even is what I'm getting. Gift, presents, or some sort of memory aspect that kind of tugs at your emotions a little bit. Yes. So that kind of gears our energy here in terms of where it's coming from, where the source is. Yeah. Okay, lovely. Let's look at the next sector here. So that is a pleasant surprise coming for some of you. Yes, something unexpected. Very nostalgic kind of feeling. For most of you, it will be something that kind of pops out from the past or has some sort of emotional connection that will be emotionally invoking for you. So our next sector is the go to jail portion of the Monopoly board, which is where your energy feels restricted, confined, oppressed in some way. And the energy of that we have is the cross. Okay. Or, yes, so here shows... Okay, and let's look at our clarifier. We have Abundant Legacy Avenue with 10 of Pentacles. I'm getting diffusion kind of energy here. This is an interesting energy. What is this in regards to spirit? Okay, so yes, the Ten of Pentacles speaks about leaving a legacy. I feel like you are in a comfortable place. Okay. You are in a comfortable place of sort, especially having many followers, many people who listen to you, or somebody, a lot of a huge group that you can share your platform with. But a little bit of it almost feels obligatory is the word that's coming through. Not necessarily a burden, but more so a duty. And this diffusion energy. What is this diffusion energy going on here? Yeah, so the energy here, in terms of being able to reach the population or the populace or the masses, it's like your message, your work, your art, or whatever have you, whatever you're doing, it's diffusing in waves out towards the people, right? Towards your followers, your platforms, the people on your platform, and it feels like all these little strings coming out this bandage, and you're loving it, but there's a bit of some sort of this energy is not easy to capture. It's not a sense of uneasiness per se. Yeah, but I'm just getting mainly the energy of some sort of excuse me, obligatory kind of energy here. Almost like doing it out of duty of service, like requiring you to do it. Because after a certain point, it feels like what it feels like here is like, instead of just doing for the love of it, you feel like you do it because it is now your responsibility to do it because you have reached so many people. And part of a legacy, the challenge of a legacy, is feeling that obligation to perpetuate or carry on or continue that legacy. It's like well, now here's an example. It's like if somebody passed down the torch to you, an ability per se, or like a job or a position, and now you feel like that's the legacy that transpires to you, right? And then now you feel it's like that kind of quote unquote little burden of like, oh, now I have to carry on the legacy, I have to carry on the torch. Yeah, so there's a little bit of obligatory, slightly burdenish energy coming through here. Okay, interesting. All right, let's look at our next sector here. We have the energy of the chance portion of the Monopoly board, which is where fortune either favors you or brings challenges for you to grow. And we have the energy of the dog. Okay, interesting. That's a good clarifier. We have the Wheel of Fortune falling under the Foil of Fortune sector. This can come in multiple ways. So, tying back to... No, this is more so support coming on the way. Yes. In forms of what may start out, what I'm hearing is like prissy acquaintances, or may seemingly some people or some people that are sent your way or that you encounter that starts out as, you know, strangers and acquaintances, and they may seem maybe not of your palate because they seem a little bit prissy or high scale or high maintenance kind of thing, but they are there to support you in some way, form, or another. Yes. yeah, it's some form of support that you may not seemingly on the surface at first, especially the initial encounter, that you're not kind of on par with them, or yeah, you're just not vibing with them in some way, but they eventually do turn out to be part of your support group or network, maybe launching you in other platforms or um, streaming services or things like that. But it's mainly, I'm getting more supportive vibe here. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be, best friends in the world or something like that. It's like there are people who come in and out of our lives, just like the Wheel of Fortune turns here. Um, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to stay there forever, but they do and can survive provide some sort of collaboration and effort and work with you, at least for a limited time, to help you along your growth, your path, your progress. Yeah, so that is what fortune is bringing. And let's look at your last area, which is your connections or relations, either on an intrapersonal level or with other people on interpersonal level, or multi-personal on a global, more so consciousness scale. And for that, we have the energy of the mountain. Okay, interesting. So I see a unified effort here to deal with a challenge up ahead. Perhaps it's working with these people and collaborating with these people to, so to speak, face a common enemy or deal with a common goal or a common obstacle of sort. I see you all working in tandem with one another. Some of your abilities might be different than others. Some might be bigger, some might be lesser. Some might handle one area better than some others, but you are all collaborating together. Let's look at our clarifier here. We have the High Priestess. Yes. For those of you tuning in who are tarot readers or spiritualists or mystics or mediums, yes, there will be some sort of collaboration, especially if you're working on a social platform scale. Yes, there is some sort of collaboration. There's some sort of thing that you all will kind of encounter. Perhaps it's in the field of spirituality that becomes a poignant issue here in the future. But like I said, each of you have different abilities. Some of you may be mediums, some of you may be psychics, some of you may be empaths, some of you may be different things all about. Some of you may do finances. But that all kind of comes in together, and everybody manages things in a different way. The simplest example, especially with the High Priestess here, is like you're all very intuitive, but let's say something in the world comes up and challenges the paradigms of spirituality. It's like, no, like we've come up with a new religion, this is how things go, and all of you are like, well, no, that's not really the case how spirituality works. And it is in your own, each individual voice, that you can convey that to your audience and the public. So yes, and this challenge, it does feel like it's coming, but it feels like it's been established as well. It's like a stem or a thread of something that's been established. And yeah, there's an element of new and old at the same time. Okay. Yes, for some of you, it's connecting with soul family or acquaintances, or just other people in the same field you can collaborate with. Say, for example, we're not using the spiritual aspect. A group of scientists. One person may be working in biology, another person might be working in physics, but they're all collaborating with each other. But I'm getting highly intuitive spiritual workers here tuning in. Yes, of various degrees, of skills and abilities and so on and so forth, but collaborating, working together for a common goal, towards a common challenge. Yes. Lovely, pile number 5. Wonderful to have your presence here. Let's tally up your points here. So for positive aspects, we'll give you a ladybug for serendipity, luck, blessings. For challenges, we will give you a bumblebee for collaboration, helping hand, requiring a bit more assistance. If there is potential for growth in either area, we'll give you 2 points. And if the energy is either supporting or just neutral, then there will be no points for that given there. So let's look at the first area in here. This seems very positive with potential for growth here in terms of where your platform is. So we'll give you 2 ladybugs on that. And let's see if this is more of a supporting energy or an energy. This feels like a positive energy, so we'll give you 1 point for that. Just, celebratory, gaining audiences and getting your word and message across. This area, in terms of where you're at, yes, being a very positive platform for people, supporting and potentially having a partner too. Let's see here. We'll give a positive point for this, and we'll give 2. Yes, there's potential for growth there too. So 2 points here. And for this area, this is a pleasant surprise coming in. We will give that a positive. This is more indicative of a clarifier for this, so we'll leave that at neutral. For this area, yes, there's some sort of obligation or burden or, carrying a torch of sorts. I feel there's potential for growth here because it doesn't have to feel like a burden. It doesn't have to feel so obligatory. But that is an internal aspect that one must work on on an individual basis. So we'll leave this as a challenge with the potential to grow. So we'll leave 2 bumblebees there. And this is more indicating the energy of what that is, or that legacy is. So we'll leave that as neutral as well. This is a positive aspect coming in, although it may seem not on par with you or not your vibe at first, but it is support coming one form or another, and literally indicated by strong potential to be something greater, to grow here, to expand. So definitely 2 ladybugs here. Unifying to face a common challenge or goal is definitely a challenge that it has great opportunity or potential for growth. Just made a new word here. So we'll give that 2 bumblebees. And then this is more indicative of the energies that you all carry, which is this highly intuitive aspect for all of you. All right, so I think we'll leave that at neutral. Let's totally tally up your points here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. All right, lovely pile number 4. You have 14 points. If you want to see how you match up with the other groups, go to the timestamps down below to see who the quote-unquote winner is. If you're good with your reading and you don't care about the results, then I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars. All right, lovely stars, welcome to the finale. Let's find out. All right, so let's see who the winner is. And we'll start off with the penguin here. So for the penguin, you come in the total of 14 points. Pufferfish, you also come at 14 points. Whale, you came in at 11 points. Turtle, you came in at 20 points. And drumroll please, last but not least, the clownfish, or Nemo here, comes in at 14 points. All right, so the winner, quote unquote winner, is our turtle here, group 4 with 20 points. And in my eyes, lovely stars, you are all winner. What it just means is that turtle here has had a lot of experiences with a lot of potential for growth, which you all have. But you know, turtle might have a lot more challenging potential for growth aspects there. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me if you are here in the finale here. It was so much fun doing this reading. I really want to do it again in the future. If you feel the same and you really liked it, give the video a thumbs up so I know to do more videos like this in the future. Subscribe to the channels for more readings if you haven't already. Yeah, it was so much fun doing it. Love having you all your energy here. Thank you so much for joining me in this just fun reading. All right, and with that, I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day whenever and wherever you are, lovely stars. Take care of yourself, remember to shine bright, and I will see you all in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars.